your kindness, your generosity, your support, Sunshine Shoulders. I want to give a shout out to my buddy Dennis in Swartz Creek, Michigan. I've never been there before, but he says it's a little bit outside of Flint, a little bit north of Flint, I guess. It's cold. It's cold up there. Uh, I wanted to tell y'all about my dinner last night. People were asking about it. Took my girlfriend out to eat, and we met John Wells and his beautiful wife. And we went to the Ma'awani Hotel. It's a hotel here in San Carlos City. And man, the food is good, you know. And I told John he enjoyed it. We had the chicken basket with smothered fries and the cucumber lemonade. He had, I think they had the ribs, and then he had some type of beef, uh, something meal, some type of beef dish. He said it was good. He said it was the best meal he's had in the Philippines, the whole time he's been in the Philippines. So my bill, now remember I had the chicken basket, the smothered fries. Uh, hey, D from New Orleans, and the cucumber lemonade. And then we had rice, garlic rice on the side. And then we had a takeout of another basket of chicken for her mother, 725 pesos. That's $15 right now. So without the takeout, it would have been about $10, less than $10. So that's what I like about here in the Philippines, man. But it takes trial and error. Uh, Need to check out the Henry Hotel. Is that here in St. Carlos City? Hey, David from Augusta, Georgia, checking in. It's my buddy. But one thing about the Philippines, like I tell you, is the cost of living. Now, see, we say that so fast that we don't really get the true meaning of that. Say that slow. Cost of living. You're going to have to live anyway, guys, anyway. So if you find a place where the cost of living is low versus where you are now, see, that's a plus. But when you come to the Philippines, it's going to take trial and error. It's going to take being open-minded. Um, hey, Martin from Pennsylvania, to find the sweet spot, whether it's your house, your woman, the restaurants, that and places like that. So have an open mind. You know, I go to the grocery store on Sunday because I forgot to mention this on my video about the simple life style that's waiting for the new man and woman when they come to the Philippines. But Sunday um, is family day here. I mean, 100% across the board, across the Philippines. And that's why I go to the grocery store on Sunday, because I know it's not going to be crowded. Everybody's going to be out in the parks, well, there's no parks, but the beach, the restaurants, and everything like that. Hey, Gary from South Wales, UK. Let me answer this question real quick. The guy says, okay, where? He said, Calvin, Jan, this is Jan. You mentioned before you like flying in Cebu. Do you know if you can fly from the States nonstop, one stop to Cebu? Hey, thanks for that not Snapchat, super chat, David. I really appreciate that, comrade. Now, I know you can fly not nonstop to Cebu, but you can fly right into Cebu. I fly from Chicago to either Hong Kong or South Korea or Japan. And then you can fly into Cebu. You don't have to fly into Manila, but you may want to check to see if Philippine Airlines flies directly, like from San Francisco or LA, one of those places on the West Coast. They may fly straight into Cebu. I know they fly straight into Manila, but you have to go on the West Coast for that. But yeah, I fly right into Cebu, and it's so much better, I'm going to tell you. It's just in my humble opinion. Hey, Clint from Vegas. Okay, let's see. Let me answer something else. It says, hey, good morning, Calvin. I haven't watched all your videos, so I wanted to ask you, how did you end up picking the fields, or what made you go there to begin with? This is from Enrique Ruiz. Well, it was just always a place, Enrique, that I wanted to visit. You know, I was in the service, and I heard so much about it. And it was just on my bucket list. And when I was going through my divorce, you know, I said, man, you know, I'm going to take a trip around the world. And I wrote down a list of places I was going to go first. Philippines first, Perth, Australia second. And then, you know, I can't remember my other lists, but I had a list of places. Well, I got here to the Philippines, man, and I tell you, just this laid-back lifestyle, the way the people treated me, I never went anywhere else. I had $20,000. That's all I walked away from in my divorce. You know, I was lucky to have that. And I said, I'm going to use this money. I'm going to travel around the world. You know, I'm just going to live. I'm going to enjoy my life for a minute. Don't worry about the wife. Don't worry about the kids. Just see all that I can see. And, man, I came to the Philippines. I haven't been anywhere else. This is where I settled, man. Of course, you know, all the reasons I tell you, man, the beautiful people. Hey, Jonathan, thanks for all them emails and messages, brother. I appreciate you. He's from Brooklyn. And, you know, just everything about this place, man. You know, the weather, you know, the low cost of living. I mean, you know, it just, I didn't feel a need to go anywhere else. And, you know, I'm going to be honest, man, 94% of my viewers are men. The beautiful women here, man, you know, and for somebody like me, I'm 57. I'm not, you know, Rico Suave or anybody like that. And, you know, you just have your pick of some nice women. And that, you know, let's be honest, man, when you get to my age, man, you know, that's high on your list of things to consider. But, yeah, this is a beautiful place, man. Let me see what else is on here, because I want to. He said, Calvin, do you have a set of observations about Siquijor? What are important pre-move preparations? Are there population centers there? This is from Robert. Yeah, I've got some observations about Siquijor. I love it there. It's probably, of all the places I've been in the Philippines, it's probably the best place I've ever been. And one of my favorite spots, let me put it like that, because there's very little tourists there. I mean, surrounded by white sand beaches. It's the third smallest island in the Philippines, so there's no traffic. I don't understand what you mean by population centers there. I mean, send me another message. What do you mean by that? But the pre-move there, I mean, it's a simple life there. I mean, you're only a 35-minute fast craft ride from Dumaguete. So if you ever get bored of island living, you just get on that fast craft and you're there in 35 minutes. The nightlife of Dumaguete. Hey, Mark. Oh, okay, Metro Centers. Now, Siquijor is a real small place. It's very small. Like I said, it's the third smallest island. I mean, one of the things that the locals do, and it's a lot of people, when you see a tourist there, they mostly live there, and mostly Swedish. One of the things they do every Sunday is they'll get together on their motorcycles, and they'll take a trip around the island. It's that small. And that's one of the appealing aspects of Siquijor Island. Hey, good morning, Butch. Thanks for stopping by. But, man, I'm going to tell you, the water's crystal clear. If you see their public beach, you wouldn't believe it. They call it the Little Boracay. Most public beaches here in the Philippines, if you've been here before, you know that they're dirty. I mean, they're trashy because they're used a lot. You know, when you'll come there on Monday morning, they clean it up, but the sand is dirty. But Siquijor Island's not like that. Hey, Larry. Let's see what Larry says. He says, I have a question. Wait. He says, hey, Cal, I have a question about the Philippine tourist visa process once they open back up. How long does it take to get, and what do I need? Larry, if you're coming from the United States, you're going to receive 30 days just from your passport. All right. So then, before that 30 days is up, usually they've gotten better now, but just to be safe, about a week out, you want to go ahead and extend your visa. It's real simple. You go to the Bureau of Immigration, and you tell them whether you want to extend 1 month, 2 months, or 6 months. You pay the fee, and that's it. You fill out the form. It's that simple. It's really, really simple. As a matter of fact, tomorrow I've got to go to Bacolod to renew mine, and this time I'm going to renew it for 6 months because I don't want to run back and forth. My buddy John Wells, he told me, you know, it's not that much more expensive than the 2 months. But yeah, Larry, it's real simple. It's a process, a simple process. And we, as American citizens, you can stay here 6 months. 36 months before you ever have to leave. And then you have to do a visa run. You leave the country for 24 hours, but make sure it's 24 hours. And then you come back and start the process over again. But it's real simple. Now, if you're doing it in Cebu or Manila, it's an all-day process. But Bacolod, 20 to 30 minutes. Zamboanga, 5 minutes. It's the quickest. And then the second quickest I've experienced is, let's see, is a Tacloban down in Lady. Superstar Jones says, what's CDO? That just means Cagayan de Oro. That's in northern Mindanao. It's a nice place. I've been there before. I had a friend there, and her grandmother built them a beautiful house there. She comes back and forth from Chicago. Hey, Michael Cosby, thanks for that super chat, man. I really appreciate it. He says, I've been to the Philippines many times and helped what I could when I was there. I can't come now, but give this money to the lady with the special needs child and give her my love and prayers. Absolutely. When I go there Saturday, I'll do that, Michael. And anytime somebody sends me something like that. But what I want to warn y'all guys, that's why I told her 1,000 pesos a week. And what I'll do is I'm going to put your money in the pot, Mike, because I don't want to give her more than that. Okay, because it's going to cause problems for her and that little girl. All right, as far as you see all those people in that house. They're going to put pressure on her, but I promise you that every week I'm going to give her 1,000 pesos and then to buy food for her and the girl, milk and diapers to make sure they've got their needs. But if I give them anything more than that, trust me, I'm boots on the ground, man. I wouldn't lie to you. It's going to cause more problems. So when I come there, you know, that the $50 you gave, that's about 2,000, let's see, pesos, a little bit over 2,000 pesos. So I'll do it like that, Michael. I appreciate it, man. You know, trust me on this, man. I wouldn't lie to you, and I have no reason to, you know. But yeah, I'm going to pay that forward. Yeah, Ingram Davis said 2,400 pesos, yeah. So that's like 2 weeks. And then we'll do it like that because I'm going to tell you, man, I've only been there twice. And the people in that place, they know me already, and it's kind of scary. They know when they see me coming, you know, where I'm going to that lady's house. And I don't want to cause her any problems like that. See, when I give over here, I have to be real careful. I give indiscriminately. That's why I do that spin wheel, because I'm not a charity, man. I'm not big enough. The need is so great over here that I would be overrun. Because I'm going to tell you something. Back in Christmas of 2019, right here in San Carlos, some friends of my girlfriend, they had bought like maybe 50 meals at this restaurant, chicken, rice, just chicken and rice. and they took it over there to where that girl lives in that area. And man, they were overrun. It was scary. I was with them, and you know, I thought it was going to be a riot. I mean, it's just the need is just so great that you have to be careful. So yeah, we'll take care of it though. Let me ask this question. I saw a question on there. He says. Let me see. Let me go back. It's just DMI. He says, if you marry a Filipina, you can get a residency, or if you are ex-military, you can get a military retirement residence or senior residence at the moment. Yeah, he's right. But right now, that SRRV, that special resident retirement visa, is on hold right now. Okay. But he's right. You can get a 13A visa if you're married to a Filipino, where you don't have to leave the country. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. My wife's in the States. She's going to go to call the embassy and find out what's going to take for us to get that done. You know, she's going to help me. Yeah, it's a 13A. But he's right. Okay, now let me see what some other guy says. He says, here in the U.S., 20 pounds of rice costs about $20 U.S. That's 1,000 pesos. Okay, so what are you saying? I don't understand what you're saying by that. Hey, I'm never going to give up. He says, I look good for 57. Thanks, man. I stopped drinking about 20, in May it'll be 23 years, and then, you know, I take about as good care of myself as I can, you know. And of course, like I told you, over here in the Philippines, I found the Fountain of Youth. And, you know, with my diet, with my exercise, the sunshine, and beautiful women, man, it helps you to stay looking good. He says, your eyes look, Becky says, my eyes look better. Hey, thank you, Becky, but I'm going to be honest with you. I've got what's called, if you look at my skin real closely, you know what Michael Jackson, had that in, whatever they call with your skin. See, my skin is light around in here. And my skin under my eyes is the same as it is up here. So it gives me that, I guess, you know, my ex-wife got mad at me when we were going through my divorce. She called me a raccoon-looking son of a gun, you know. So it gives me that sort of look, but sometimes I don't get enough sleep because I'm so excited over here. You know, you know, wake up in the Philippines. But yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. Let's see. He said, Larry says, those beautiful women over there keep you young. That's true, man. It's absolutely true. And I guess if you're a woman, and Rich says, can a U.S. citizen own land? No, but you can lease land up to 50 years, and they usually renew it every 25 years. Hey, thank you, Michael, man. And I appreciate, man, your continued support, man. I don't, you know, you're one of the good guys, brother, you know, and that's why I gave you that explanation. If it was anybody else, I probably wouldn't have went that deep, but you have to be careful over here because, number one, some of these people, they just don't handle, what do I want to call it, when they have a lot of money, abundance, very well. If I, just say for instance, if I gave her 3,000 or 5,000, man, it would just cause a lot of problems. They may try to rob her, they may fight her and all that old kind of stuff. And, you know, it's the Philippines, man, you know. The need is deep here. It's a struggle here, man, you know. And the reason why I have to help people indiscriminately is because I don't want anybody to get jealous, because they will. And, you know, and they may take it out on me and say, oh, yeah, you helped her, but you're not helping us. So I have to be real careful. Okay, Satone Hemingway says, I have a child in the Philippines and I want to visit there. Let's see. He says, I did the 9A visa, but am I allowed to still go there? Well, not right now, because they put a block on anybody coming from the United States under any circumstances because of that new variant of COVID. So until they lift that ban, see, we're on the ban. You can't come over here. It's, you know, once they lift that ban. Okay, Eugene Thomas says, he says, what if you get divorced from your Filipino wife here in America? We have a son, so can I still come over there now? Well, you can't come over here now under any circumstances because there's a ban. Now, unless you have, like I saw another vlogger, he just went, but he's got the 13A. That's unlimited trips. Hey, Andy G, thank you. I appreciate that, brother. And yeah, I do that. I'll buy a bag of rice, but I mean, yeah, and I'll give it to them. I'll buy the bag of rice and give it to them because they've got a lot of people in that house. But he's got a 13A, so it's unlimited trips back and forth. And I believe if you got that type of visa, but see, remember, he's coming from the Philippines. Then he went to America to visit his son. Then he came back. But that was before the ban. There's a ban right now for anybody coming from the United States. Hey, D. Gordine. He said, what's going on, Cal? There's a little something for the young lady and her daughter. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And we're going to take care of them. You know, and hopefully I can see another family or two, you know, something like that where, you know, that really needs it like them. Because before I met this young lady, man, she was, you know, she needs milk and she needs diapers. She was drinking sugar water, no diapers. And it was just a touching story, man. I was compelled to help them, you know. But yeah, we're going to make sure. Okay, Mark says that it was just released yesterday. Okay, so the gentleman that asked me about the 9A, then yeah, you probably can come over. But I would check with the Philippine Embassy. They've got one in Chicago. They've got one in Washington, D.C. before you... okay. He says, Cal, the ban was changed yesterday to allow... Thanks, Jerry, for that information, by the way. He says, the ban yesterday to allow spouses with a 9A that you can get at the Philippine Embassy or consulate. Thanks. And that's what I was telling him. Check with that embassy first. He said they don't answer the phones. Then if I were you, and if you've got the 9A, what you can do is call the U.S. Embassy here in Manila, but don't call just the embassy. Call the American Services Department. They'll help you. Or call the consulate in Cebu. That's a small place. They'll answer the phone because they've got somebody on call 24 hours a day. Yeah, and you're right, Mark. Things change daily. And like Jerry's saying again, it could change again tomorrow. So yeah. I would call that, I would call the American Services at the embassy, and I would call the U.S. Consulate. But let me go back to D. Gordine's message he was saying. He says, here's a little something for the young girl. He said, when I saw the first video, I cried like a baby for that situation. You have my continued support, your efforts, man. Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate that. And it happened, it did the same thing with me, man. My girlfriend cried when we made that video. And, hey, Hank, thanks, brother, for that super chat. I had to leave out of there, D, because if I didn't, man, I was going to cry too. But I did cry yesterday in the shower before I went over there, just thinking about, you know, giving them 1,000 pesos a week, man, because, I mean, it broke me down, man, when I thought about that, man, you know. Yeah, Zane Youssef, he says, being a good guy says you set up a will from your family. You absolutely right. And thank you, Michael Cosby. He says, you are one of the good guys like me. Let me read this again. He says, Much love, bro, from North Carolina. Spread the love and money how you see need fit, bro. I trust you. Thank you, brother. That means a lot, man. And, you know, I don't have anything to gain out of that, man. See, I believe in the law of compensation. If I take 1 penny of this money and spend it on myself or for the wrong reasons, it's going to come back. That's why I always do it the right way. That's why my channel has grown the way it has, because I'm always going to help people. I'm always going to think about their needs first, because the law of compensation is real, man. You know, when I started this Sunshine Shoulders about 5.5 months ago, man, you know, I made a decision based on that law of compensation that I was going to give 1,000 pesos every week out of my pocket, my savings, to help struggling Filipinos during the pandemic. And it was supposed to be around you know, the community in Zamboanga, but it just grew, man, you know, and because the need is so great here, man. But yeah, I'm always going to do the right thing, even when nobody's looking, man, because, you know, the universe is looking. I'll tell you that right now. Let's see. Let me read some more. He said, how can your married Filipina get benefits when you die from the Social Security? Well, when you marry her and you take her to the States, see, just like when I did my wife, you got to take her to get her Social Security card. Yeah. So then she's in the system. So yeah, it's not going to be a problem for that. Thank you, Becky. She says, we love you. I love you too, man. I'm going to tell you, I'll return the love back 10 times, because that's what you get over in the Philippines. So I'm going to give it back 10 times to y'all. Because I tell you all the time. Hey, James Lyons, man. Thank you for that super chat. He said, good morning, Calvin. I'm glad you're looking out for all of us. It's good work that you're doing. Keep it up, my brother. I would like to help you spread your love around the area. Great job. Thank you so much, James Lyons, man. It's greatly appreciated, man. So humbling. And remember, I tell you, man, love is the world's currency, man. I don't even know where I got that from. I promise you, that came to me from the ether when I said it, but it's true. And nowhere do you get a better exchange rate than you get in the Philippines. You get 10 times the love you give the Filipino, he's going to give you back, man. And since I've been here for so long, man, that's what I'm giving back to y'all and to anybody. I give it back 10 times. But yeah, we're going to make a difference over here. We've already, when I started Sunshine Shoulders 5.5 months ago, I said my goal was to help 100 people. Well, hell, last week I reached that goal already. So, but we're going to keep going. You know, now it's 1,000. I'm going to help 1,000 families during the pandemic. You know, until things get back to normal over here, whatever normal is going to be, you know, because it's going to be hard. A lot of people over here, they don't want to take that vaccine. You know, their beliefs and their superstitions. And then, a rumor here takes off like wildfire over here. Hey, Jay, thanks for that super chat. He says, how long do you plan on supporting her? Because it could get tricky when you stop. Speaking from personal experience. Well, just, you know, as long as this pandemic, you know, and I'm pretty sure they'll understand that. But you have to realize, man, I'm going to have to take that risk with this situation. Because without us, man, you see the situation. I'm telling you, this little girl was starving, man. You know, and if I just have to stop taking money and just take milk, diapers, and a little food every week, then I'll do that. But, man, for me to turn the other way on this situation, I'm so glad that somebody pointed me in their direction, man. It was getting really, really shaky there. But you're right. And that's why I say, you know, I help when I can, who I can, you know. And in her situation, though, you know, I'm going to have to take the risk, man. That's just the bottom line. Hey, Mark White. Thanks, brother. I really appreciate it. He said, give this to Bill W. and Dr. Bob. You hear me? Yes, sir. And I'm going to be honest with you. I owe that program my life without even, I believe in anonymity. It's real powerful, and I'm going to just leave it at that. But, yeah, thank you so much, Mike White. Yeah, I'm coming up on 23 years, man, and I'm grateful, man. My whole life, I'm not even the same guy I was 23 years ago. But yeah, Jay, I'm sorry, man, but I know exactly what you're talking about. But in this situation, man, I tell you, they're in dire need. And for me to stand back and watch a little 6-year-old girl starve, literally starve to death, I couldn't do it, man. So, yeah. Hey, Butch Helton, thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate it. But you're right, man. And that's why I'm very indiscriminate on my giving. Because you're right. And I think that's the reason why the government doesn't want you giving money to beggars and different things like that. But this Sunshine Shoulders thing is something different, man. That's why I do the spin wheel. She's the only one that I really help like that. Now, what I'll do with some of my Filipino subscribers, I will go through the list and I will take them 1,000 pesos worth of groceries. It's the same as giving away that 1,000 every week, but not enough where they're going to become dependent. I just want them to know that, hey, somebody cares. Philippines since 1986. Let's see. Retired now and plan on moving to the Philippines 2021. Hoping it'll open up by then. Yeah, well, according to the Department of Tourism, they're talking about the second half of 2021. It's going to go by regions with the countries that have been successful in containing COVID. Well, as you know, America hasn't been successful. So if you read through that, you're talking about Korea, China, Japan, Taiwan, Australia, New Zealand. Jerry says, I'm thinking about getting one of those multi-cabs when I get there. What do you think? I think that's a great idea, brother, because that's what I'm thinking about doing myself. Even though I'm not going to drive, because I was going to upgrade my girlfriend's motorcycle, but she said, no. She said, for that kind of money, you might as well get a multi-cab. I think a multi-cab is only like $3,000 or $4,000 US dollars. And yeah, that'd be a great investment, man, over here. Yeah, it's a great idea, Jerry. Let's see. Let me read something else. He says, yeah, that's a big deal. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Hey, DMI, thanks. Hey, Martin Coffee, he said, I met Bill W. in 1994, still good friends to this day. Man, congratulations, brother. Yeah, man, it's May 13, 1998. And, I hope I never forget that. And that's the reason I'm doing this, what I'm doing now. Because if I want to keep what I got to give it away. What's he say? Hey, Calvin, great going, great karma. Tim from Florida in the house. Hey, thanks, Tim. I appreciate it. Reginald says, no, he already read that one. Billazine Edwin says, what's up, my brother Calvin? Hey, thanks, brother. Irving Abroad says, when I come down, I will join you in helping people. Come on, man, I need some help. Butch says for diapers, absolutely. And we'll do that today, Butch. But actually, when you do the super chat, we don't get that money right away. This money that you're sending today, I'll get that next month. I'll get that in February. Just in case. I just want y'all to understand that the money that the super chat money that you're donating today to help support my channel, I will get that money next month. And I believe YouTube takes like 35% of that. Yeah, Mac White, you're right. Probably be better to use PayPal, but I don't want to discourage anybody from giving from their heart. But that's just the way it is. I didn't make the rules. YouTube does. But I appreciate every peso. living abroad. Yeah, I've got Cash App. And he says PayPal's much better. David says, Magic says, would it be better to PayPal or Cash App? Yeah, when it comes to, you know, if you want that money, if you want all your money to go to the cause, because remember, I'm telling you that YouTube, they take like 35% off the top, and then the money's delayed. I'll get that money. I'll get the money, but I'll get it next month, and you know, every peso is going to go toward helping the little girl in my spin wheel. Okay. This guy says he has a charity. Well, see, I'm not a charity. And, okay, I have a charity set up in the Philippines, so I know all my hard-earned money is helping the Filipinos. Well, that's good, and thank you so much. But what I don't like about charities is they always skim with this administrative costs and all of that. We give directly to the people, and that's why I'm not a charity. And I don't know anything about charities, and I'm not knocking charities, okay? But I just give directly to the people, so it's no charity involved. Because, you know, I'm going to tell you, this is the Philippines, guys. You got to understand, it's so much corruption over here on all levels. I don't give a daggone if it's a charity. I don't care what it is. Man, remember when Hurricane... when Typhoon Yolanda came through here and killed all them people down in Tacloban, and all them billions came around, man, very little of it reached the people, guys. You know, let's be honest, man. I'm boots on the ground. I'm going to give you the nitty gritty. You know, whether you believe it or not, whether you can handle it or not, very little of that money reaches people over there. I was down in Tacloban last January, man. You know, and it should be a shame, and I'm not knocking their government over here, but whoever was in charge of all them billions that coming in here that was donated, man, should be ashamed. You know, they received very, very little. And the people, I talked to the people. It's what they told me. This isn't my opinion, and it's what I saw. People still struggling down there. Them people are so resilient, man, they're building that place back. Sorry, guys, I don't know what happened here. Let me fix this. They're building it back, man, brick by brick, one brick at a time, those people down there. But, you know, that's why, I don't discourage people. I can't tell people how to spend their money and everything, or who to support, who not to support. But I'm telling you, I'm giving you my boots on the ground experience, what I'm seeing, what I'm living, okay? All right? Man, I'm going to tell you, it's corruption on every level over here, to the point where you wouldn't even believe it, man. It's just so crazy. So be careful when it comes to stuff like that. Because they gave them billions and billions and billions of U.S. dollars to help that place. And I'm sorry, man. I don't deal like that. You know, I try to stay small, and, you know, that way I give the money directly to the people. Hey, Martin Coffee, thank you for that super chat. I really appreciate it, brother. I got to plug up my phone. I don't know what something's going on with this phone and the daggone. Hold on, guys. This, my battery. I've still got, like I told you, I live simple over here. I still got my iPhone 7S that I bought, hell, I think it was 2017 I bought this thing when it came out. I'm not trying to be all fancy and stuff. You know, this is good enough for me, man, you know. That's the truth. Zane Yusuf. He said, I like to check out Dumageddon. He says, okay, let's see. Jerry says, I'd like to check out Dumageddon next time I travel to the Philippines. I love Dumageddon, Jerry, and I'm going to tell you why. It's a small place, but it seems like it's a large place. It's got everything you need there. Actually, San Carlos is bigger than Dumageddon, but Dumageddon is designed differently. Dumageddon's the engineering, whoever designed that place, it's designed for tourists. And I didn't know this, but see, when I visited Dumaguete the first time in 2010, it was just a little sleepy place. But my friend last night, John Wells, he told me, he said, one of them travel magazines put Dumaguete as one of the best places to retire in the Philippines. The article was wrote in 2015, and it exploded. Now it's this expat capital almost of the Philippines. It's just almost like Angeles City now. But the way it's set up is nice, man. It's right. They've got that boulevard there. Hey, Jerry. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. That super chat. And they've got, they've got the big malls there. It's not far from Apple Island. It's not far from Siquijor Island. They got scuba diving. They got whatever. It's set up for tourists. But here in San Carlos City has 132,000 residents. Dumaguete has 131, but they're like night and day, man. St. Carlos is like this little sleepy place. But yeah, I love Dumaguete, man. It just, every time I visit there, it gives me this welcoming feeling. I think it's a city of friendly people. I'm almost for sure of that. Okay, Demetrius says, hey, honest question. I met a woman New Year's Eve 2019, really like each other. Is it a bad sign if she does not want to come? Let's see. What is she saying? Wait. He says, is it a bad sign if she doesn't want to come to the USA at all? No, that's a good sign. I just did a video on that. Why you should keep your Filipino wife or girlfriend here in the Philippines, man. Preserve her Philippine qualities, man. Only a tenth of Filipinos are outside the country anyway. Most of them, they love it here. They love it in their country. The dried fish, the shrimp paste, all the other things, that they can't get anywhere else. Hey, thanks for that super chat. Let's see. Chris Upton, he said, for the little girl, hope she grows up comfortably, man. I tell you what, man, from the time I met her, man, as long as it takes, as long as I got breath in my body, I'm going to make sure she got her needs over there. Okay. Now, if somewhere down the line, if I'm unable to do that, if we're unable to do that and it kind of hurts them, man, then I'm going to have to take that chance. But it's just one of them situations, man. I can't stand back. I've got to do it. Yeah, man. No, her mother, y'all seen her, man. These people are so, they would never, don't you know, man, they didn't ask me to do this. They would never ask, and it's through sometimes to their detriment, that they don't ask for help. They're proud. I don't know. But the guy Jesse says, do you find there an expat tax where you go? It's everywhere in the Philippines, and it's one of the knocks against the Philippines. But to handle that, what you do is you let your Filipino girlfriend or friends handle everything. You put them out front. When you go to the market, and then when you go to the mall, everything already has a price on it, so there's no expat tax. It's only expat tax when you're buying from street vendors, when you go into the market, the wet market, and places like that. These little places, but when you go to places where there's a price clearly marked, you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, it is. Shout out to Jameson, I think that's his name. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, he said, thank you. Demetrius says, thank you. She's big on family and doesn't want to be too far from her folks. Yeah, and that's usually how it is. Timothy Bright says, as far as an annulment, do they have the option to get remarried if it doesn't work? If so, divorce doesn't matter, but to expats, it does. What's up? Hey, Timothy, from North Carolina. He said, do they have the option to get remarried? Absolutely, once they get an annulment. Yeah. An annulment is just like their form of, Well, it's not a divorce. It's an annulment. It means the marriage never happened. And yeah, they can get married again. You know, but if I were you, like me, see, I got married to my Filipina in America, so I can divorce her. We can get a divorce. Now, from what I was told, because I'm not a lawyer, but from what I was told, if you marry your Filipina here and you go back to America, I don't even think, unless you register your marriage with the U.S. Embassy and the consulate, I don't even think they acknowledge the marriage in America. Hey, Alfred Kuzan, thanks for that Snapchat. I really appreciate, Snapchat. I'm sorry. Super chat. I keep saying Snapchat, man. I don't know why Snapchat is in my mind. I don't even have that, app. James D says, good morning. Hope you and yours are doing well. Regards. He's calling from England, man. Hey, thanks, brother. I was in England back in 83, part of U.S. Navy. We sailed into Portsmouth, England, and then I took the tour to London, man. I loved it over there. Trafalgar Square, all them pigeons and stuff. But, you know, one thing I like about England, it's so progressive, man. Even back then, there was no racial problems or issues or anything, man, you know. But I tell you, I was drinking back then, and that dark beer that they got over there, man, it put me on my back. But yeah, I love England. And another thing I like about England, because I was drinking back then, you can drink on the street. You can just walk down the street drinking. The police won't bother you. Then, I don't know if they've changed it now. You try that in America, and you got a problem. But yeah, man, I loved England, man. You know, I ended up meeting a woman there, and, you know, we had a little couple of day fling. But, hey, Demetrius, U.S. Navy station in Guam. Yeah, what's up, man? I'm proud to be a shellback, man. I got my shellback. We were coming to, we went to Rio de Janeiro. You know, we were on our way to a med cruise, and we went to Rio first. And we crossed the equator, man, and I'm so thankful, man. But they put you through hell, but I'm glad I'm a shellback, and I'm proud of that. I mean, really, man, of all the things I did in the Navy, man, I'm really proud to say I'm a shellback. Hey, Colin B says, hey, Calvin, can you speak about kids calling you daddy when dating a Filipino with kids? Yeah. As a matter of fact, my girlfriend's 6-year-old calls me daddy. I don't have a problem with it, man. You know, that's just, you know, that's part of this old-fashioned throwback society, man. It really makes me feel good. You know, she calls me daddy, and I don't have a problem with it, man. But yeah, you're right. That happens. But you better not try to discipline them. I mean, she can call me daddy all she wants, but, you know, I better not try to tell her what to do. Now, if she's sticking a fork in the damn outlet, I'm going to stop her. But anything other than that, let the mother handle it, man. It's just how it is over here. Andy G says, does Philippines allow Taiwanese to go in? Right now, because of COVID, if you got a certain student visa, you know, 13A, SRV visa, you know, those type of visas, yeah, you can come in, but just coming in regularly as an international tourist, no. The borders are still closed. Yeah, they're still closed, but I guarantee you when the Philippines does reopen for international, Taiwan will be one of the first countries that they'll allow in. They're the 5th largest tourist group that visits the Philippines every year anyway. It's South Korea, China, United States, Japan, then Taiwan. Yeah. Mac White said, I use Visa Coach. What'd you use that for, Mac? For your K1? I didn't use anybody for my K1 because it's really a straightforward process. And if you need help like that, they got so many Facebook groups, guys. I mean, trust me, if your Filipino wants to come to the United States, she's going to be up on all that. She can do that, man. My wife did it. And it saved us a lot of money because you're going to need that money on the back end, guys. You think the K-1 process, that's only the beginning. When you get over there, then you got to pay for the green card. Then you got to pay for the 10-year green card. Then you got to pay for the U.S. citizenship. So it's a lot of money that you have to spend. I did a video on that. It's called Filipinos Are Expensive. And, you know, you got to make sure, man, you got your ducks in a row. First of all, you know, you got to meet the criteria, the financial criteria. And while I'm on that subject, see, it's a young guy on his name, I'm not going to call him out, but I'll just call him Mike. He thinks just because he says, oh, yeah, but us young guys, when we come to the Philippines, they don't look at us like they do you old guys, he says. And I said, no, let me tell you something. Let me give you a reality check. I don't care if you're 25 or 65. If you're a foreigner, they're going to look at you the same way. You know why? Because all you have to do to get her a visa is be 18. 18 and over. Yes. So no, as long as you're a foreigner, they're looking at you the same way, man. Don't come over here thinking, all right, now you may find somebody when you go to school here or whatever, because I think he's going to college here. He's waiting on his student visa to come to college here. Yeah, you might find somebody, but yeah, she knows you're a foreigner, and she knows on the other end what you can offer. So no, you don't get a break. All right? But I wanted to bring that up because a lot of young guys, they think, oh, I look good, I'm young, I can come over and just get a woman who wants me for me. And, sorry. Hey, James D says the United Kingdom will be one of the last led into the Philippines. Yeah, along with the United States. You're right. Larry wants to know, how about your military medical? I'm honorably discharged, but see, I live so far away from that VA medical center in up in Lausanne, but I've heard nothing but glowing reviews about that. And a gentleman from up in Angeles City, up that way, he sent me a bunch of stuff, and I screenshotted it, and I'm gonna put it on my. I'll put it in one of my comments. All kind of information on you know, the VA and you know, all of them different military groups up there. Hey, Don Ridgeway, that's my buddy, my homeboy. Good morning. Timothy Bright said, thanks, Cal. It would be betrayal to me if I got serious with her and asked if she had an annulment. Let's see what he says. Lies that the marriage never happened because it's an annulment. Yeah, an annulment is, it's like the marriage never happened. That's just how it is in their Catholic beliefs. So they can't get a divorce. But that's what an annulment is. It just erases the marriage from the record. But that's one thing when you come over here, guys. You got to be careful, man. You got to vet these women, man, you know, because a lot of them, man, they won't tell you until they've got you firmly in their grasp that, yeah, they're separated. And then now, you know, you torn between her and paying that 300,000 to 600,000 peso fee to get that annulment, man. So be careful, man, you know, about that. And then, of course, you got to pay the husband. You got to bribe him. You know, I've heard of that happening. Not I heard a friend of mine it happened to. They end up paying the guy the husband. I think he ended up paying him $1,000, like 50,000 pesos, to get him to cooperate. Okay, let's see what this. He says. Where's he say? Yeah, Cinemar. Thanks, Mike White. You're right. Cinemar is what they call it. Okay, this guy says HS1, Calvin. What are you talking about? Are you talking about some type of visa or something? I don't understand. Give me some more information. Gary says, I personally know many success stories bringing her to America. They only talk about bad ones. A man bring over immature Filipinas. No, Gary, actually, it's the opposite. Actually, they only talk about the good stories. If all the bad stories come out, because people are ashamed, you know, it's the same as if you were being scammed or robbed. We're ashamed to tell people that. So, yes, a lot of success stories, a lot. I've seen them. But there's far more horror stories. But people just don't come out and tell their story. They're embarrassed. Mac White says, it took me 3 marriages, man. I'm going to tell you something, Mac. And I'm glad, man, that you are able to be honest. See, we need people like Mac White. He's going to help somebody with that. See, it's not all this, you know, sugar-coated stuff, man. You know, he's telling the truth. I did a video on that one time. It's, you know, most of us, man, you get lucky if you come over here and you hit the bullseye the first time. Most of us, man, you know, this is my 3rd relationship with a Filipino, man, because it's just so many variables, man, that you got to deal with. And, you know, really a lot of us, you know, we jump the gun, we rush into the relationship, and we don't really know the lady. You know, we trying to, you know, what's it called? On the job training, man. It ain't gonna work with a Filipino. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it don't. Okay, yeah, Gary, you're right, but I'm saying I can guarantee that you can get a divorce in America from that lady. You're not going to be under the same rules as the lady is. If you're a U.S. citizen and you marry over here and you go back home, you can divorce her. You're not going to be tied to the Philippine laws over here. Come on, Gary, man. To speak about that, like I said, I'm not a lawyer, but you're not be held to the Philippine laws over here with that marriage. She is. She won't be able to get married again over here, but you can get remarried. Yeah, you can get in your native country. Right. Thanks, brother, for that. But I'm saying we're talking about Yusuf. You're exactly right. That's just exactly what I'm saying. But what I'm talking about is if you come over here and you meet a woman that's already married in the Philippines, you need an annulment. Yeah, you got to get that annulment. She needs it if you're going to start dating a married Filipino. But, okay, wait, I just saw a question from a guy. He says, and this is a good question, and I kind of always, let's see. He says, live more life. He says, any advice for someone coming to field for the first time in dating? Yeah. Now, a lot of us are going to go online, okay? That's just, I don't know where we got that from. I don't know who told us that's the best way to feel. Lost everybody. Sorry about that. I lost everybody. But back to this, he says, any advice on somebody new coming to the Philippines for the first time and dating, okay? And I'm going to tell you, first of all, who told us that, hey, hold on, Zane, man. What are you doing, man? What's going on with you, man? Hold on. I mean, you've been saying some shady stuff, man, since you've been on here, man. And I'm just trying to, you know, I want to welcome everybody, but, you know, I'm going to have to get rid of you, man. I'm sorry. But anyway, he wants to know any advice I got to give him. Well, first of all, Most of us are going to get online to meet the girl, and I don't know why. I don't know who told us, but we do. Let me say this. Let me tell you my story. When I went to Cancun, Mexico, 2 months before I came to the Philippines for the first time, I never got on Mexico Cupid or Mexican Love looking for a woman. I just went to Cancun, ended up meeting a couple of nice girls, but for some reason, when I came to the Philippines, because they told me to go online and meet a girl, I did. You know, but it's not the best way to meet the girl. The best way to meet a woman is to come over here, man. You know, it's just as easy. Why? Because Filipinos are easy? No, it's just their culture. They're warm, they're friendly, they're hospitable. If she gets familiar with you, if she sees you for 3 or 4 days, she's going to think she knows you. You can then go up and ask her for her number. And that's what they'll do. They'll chat with you a few days to get familiar with you. The same as they do online anyway, guys. It's the same thing, you know. And then you're going to get the same treatment. And Jerry asks, are you married to the whole family? Well, let me give you my true story. This is my 3rd relationship. The family's never asked me for 1 peso, not one. Now, will they do it? Yeah, they will. Of course they will over here. But if they do, that's the red flag of all red flags. That's the flashing red lights. You need to get out of there. You know, you need to put it in reverse and get the hell away from there. Even with the woman, most Filipinos will not ask you for any money, guys. She won't do it. All right? But when you come over here, if you approach her the right way, I'm going to give you some advice. And it's not going to cost you anything, okay? When you get over here, you go to the Jollibee or you go to the mall, okay? And you let the same woman wait on you every day for 3 straight days. You be nice, you say hi, you say hello, you know, blah, blah, blah. That 3rd day when you come back, you ask her for her number or offer her your number. Even if she doesn't give it to you and she says, oh, I have a boyfriend already, she will hook you up with somebody. I promise you, man. I promise you with everything in me, if you do that, it will happen, man. You know, because these women they're not from outer space, guys. These are regular women. You know, they just have a different cultures over here that makes it a lot simpler to meet a woman. You know, but that would be my suggestion. I wouldn't, man, you know, it's good women online, of course. But what you have to understand, when you go online, you're putting yourself in the midst of all of that foolishness and all the games and everything that they're playing online. See? And you may get stung. See? Have I met good women online? Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, really good women. But that was 12 years ago, man. Now so many games being played, and your chances of meeting a good one, man, you know, are going to be, they're harder now. You know, but the minute you sign up for one in profile, and then, okay, but if you are going to sign up for a profile, listen to me, guys. Don't pay for it. Go on one of the free sites. Dating Asia, Tagged, and any free site over here. They've got a couple of free sites. And the reason I say because the same girls that own Filipino Cupid, Cebuanas.com, and all those other ones that charge you, they're going to be on Dating Asia too. They're going to be on Tagged because they're going to be on all the websites. They're going to be on the dating sites because the more dating sites and the more profiles they got, the better chance of meeting somebody. Don't pay. I'm getting ready to do a video on this, man. Look, we're the fuel that runs that engine, which are these dating sites. Our membership should be free. Guess what? they make the membership for the Filipino free when it should be us. Now, I don't have a problem if we want to buy chocolates, if we want to buy flowers on the website. But no, we're buying the plane tickets. We're making the hotel Airbnb reservations. We're paying for everything. And then on top of that, you're going to charge me. We got the Visa. We got it all. But on top of that, you're going to charge me for my membership. When this woman over here can't even come and visit me if she wants to. You know, you see, these are the geniuses, I'm telling you, who flip the script to make you think that she's in demand when you're the one in demand. Guys, we got to stand up. We got to make a stand. Stop paying for these dating sites, man. Go on these simple dating sites. The same women are on there. Now, if they want to get money, extra money, tell them to get it from the hotels. Tell them to get it from the airlines. But don't get it from us. You're going to charge me $24.95 a month. And I'm the fuel that runs your machine. If I get off of there, guess what? She ain't got no money, okay? I'm going to tell you something, man. We need to make a stand. If you don't renew your membership, guys, trust me, the same woman on Filipino Cupid is on Dating Asia. And Dating Asia don't cost you anything. But what you do have to do is when you sign up, you have to put a Philippine address, okay? Or if you got a VPN, these women, because they know who got the money. Now, if you want to buy flowers and chocolate, okay, from the dating site. But hell, not only that, we're paying the airline tickets, the hotel, the Airbnb. When we get over here, we're taking care of her and the family. We're doing everything. We're paying for the K-1 visa application, the medical, the interview, the plane ticket to come back. Come on, guys. Stop paying for these dating sites. Now, if you want to go on over there, go on and do it. But I'm telling you right now from my boots on the ground experience, this is the nitty gritty inside information. Okay? You damn right nobody's special. He says online dating is a game. Absolutely. And we're the game. All right? Yeah, go on Dating Asia. It's the same women are on there, man. Now, if you want to spend your money and just throw it away, then go ahead. All right? But I'm telling you what to do. All right? Where it's free. Because Visa is going to cost you money. Everything's going to cost you money. You know. But if we say, hey, the hell with that, man, you know, and then just come over here, and guess what, guys? Here's another inside secret I'm going to give you. Get off the dating sites. Come over here. And if you can't meet anybody in the first 1 or 2 days, guess what? Get online while you're here. Yeah, that's better than being online at home. You know why? Because when they start playing them games, asking for money and everything, right? Then you can say, oh, no, I'm already here. Just meet me at the mall. See, that's how you do it. I learned that in 2009. I didn't really learn it, but I saw it. It registered, though. I met my girl at the mall who I had already met online. We met at Robinson Mall in Cebu. And in Robinson Mall in Cebu, the old one, over there by Fuentes Circle, it's got a, right there on the, when you come through the door, toward the back, before you get on the escalator, there's an internet cafe. Well, hell, I saw this foreigner, this white guy. He's on the computer, he's chatting, he's on the dating site. And for a minute, it didn't faze me. I was like, well, what is he doing on the dating site? He's already here in the Philippines. It was only years later that I said, oh, my God, this guy's a genius. You know, that's what you do, guys. I'm never going to give up, said I never use a dating site. Man, you know, you're right, man. You know, you don't need it. I mean, I don't even know how anybody... I don't even know why we even own the dating sites. Why? You know, if you go to Jamaica, you don't get on Jamaica Cupid. If you go to England, you don't go on, you know, BritainCupid.com. But you're going to pay, you know, you're going to pay anyway, guys. We shouldn't be paying for the dating service, too. I'm just telling you, we got to make a stand, man. you know, because if you don't, you're going to still keep getting, you know, then they'll say, oh, yeah, we'll give you a discount if you go ahead and subscribe for the whole year. It's only $9.99 a month. Yeah, but why? That's retarded. You know, then the catch that I get online, okay, here's the catch. If she's the catch. If she's such a catch, then why do I have to pay for my own plane ticket over there? And my own Airbnb and hotel reservations. If she's such a catch. Can she come over here and see me? No, then when I come over, I got to pay for everything. I got to pay for everything. Then, if I do love her, if we do fall in love, I got to pay for the visa. I got to pay for everything. But you just don't, you know, James Evans says some people are poor and cheap. Well, it's not being cheap. It's just, you know, as far as I'm concerned, man, it's doing the right thing. You know, why are you asking me for the money? You know, these guys, these internet sites are modern day pimps. That's all they are. They pimping these young ladies. They're talking about us taking advantage of these women. No, they're the ones taking advantage of these young women. They're putting them out there like that on these dating sites, you know, exploiting them, you know, for you. So, no. Now, you don't have to be cheap because you're going to say, because you got to pay. You can't be cheap and come over here. He says, 15 says, test her online, make a fake account and talk about money. See if she ignores you. But see, the new game is this. Here's the new game that they're playing now. They're not going to ask you for money, guys. They're not going to straight up come out and ask you for money. What they're going to do is they're going to give you these sad stories until you say to your American or British or French self, oh, you know, poor thing, let me send her $100. That's the new game, okay? They're not going to ask you for money. So that won't work. Here's what will work. Okay, if you're going to go on those dating sites, all right, wait till you about 30 days out from coming here at the most, okay, or 2 weeks, really. I've never chatted with a woman over 2 weeks, never. I don't believe in that long distance relationship stuff, okay.